Good morning, everybody. How are we doing? I am live this morning on Facebook and Instagram and all the places, LinkedIn, and Twitter, X, whatever it is. I mean, I don't know if anyone's watching there, but anyway. So I want to talk AI with you this morning because it is something that is worth getting into, and we're going to talk a little bit about possibly what's happening maybe with it in your world, maybe some of the ways we think about it and some things you can do about it. But also I'm going to tell you about, we have 2 workshop days with a few spaces left. We have Manchester and we have Birmingham. They're next week and they are an absolute bargain. So we're going to get on to that. And we have had some fabulous feedback and breakthroughs for people in their businesses on these. So we're going to get into that in a bit, but I'm just going to do a little bit of housekeeping with the live stream stuff. There we go. Yes. So, as you can see, are you sleeping on AI? This is a question that I've been wanting to sort of get people thinking about a little bit more readily over the last few days for a couple of reasons. I put a post out telling a bit of a story about my personal experience with using artificial intelligence tools in my business, and it's worth me reiterating that. So 2 years ago, we had to, at fairly short notice, move our kids' schools. So my daughter first, and then a little bit later, my son, for a variety of reasons. But my daughter was not in a good place with the school she was at. There was bullying, there was all sorts of stuff going on. And we urgently needed to get her moved. And the school we ended up having to send her to, well, the school we ended up sending her to was 25 miles up the road from where we live in Plymouth. And so I started out doing a daily round trip of about an extra sort of, there and back and there and back. So, sort of a significant chunk of my time was being spent on sort of adding in an extra 100. It actually ended up about 125 miles extra a day with all the sort of, with when Oren ended up at school as well. So we had this situation where I was doing an additional 125 miles driving a day, and that meant that I was losing almost 3 hours of my day, because the school run in the afternoon was complicated by the fact that there was a gap between when my son finished school to when my daughter finished school, which meant I had to hang about. So I was finding myself in a situation where the working day that I relied on to do all of the things for my clients, all of the things for my business development and stuff that, I would have to do to drive the business forward. All of a sudden I had 3 hours less of my day to work with. And that was pretty hairy, because it really, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, where you have a sort of a situation where you all of a sudden effectively put in a situation where you can't do the work you need to get done in the time you've got. And so I was in a situation where I had to work late, work early, do all of those things that I needed to kind of to do in order to get some sanity back in my life, which was it was too much. It was way too much. I found myself with an an ever diminishing sort of well-being in my life. Early starts and late finishes you can sustain for short periods of time, but the reality is that doing that for any significant length of time results in not good things happening. You end up losing your health, you start sleeping badly, the stress levels get really, really heavy, and all of a sudden you find that you're not quite functioning as you'd like to. And that's what happened to me. And it was a slow, a slow and inexorable sort of dip that I was experiencing. And so something happened at the end of 2022 that was really exciting. ChatGPT, if you remember back sort of November, was it November 2022? Yeah, I think it was about November time. It suddenly burst onto the general consciousness of the business world when it became, they opened up who could join. And I saw this thing and I thought, I wonder if this can help me claw back some time. And I saw in it an opportunity, a huge opportunity to start to build out systems which would take some of the stuff I was doing and assist me. Now, right from the start of my sort of professional life, I've always known that there are elements of my business where, the editing, for example, this is stuff which is actually quite heavily manual. It's quite labor intensive work. But then there are lots of parts of it which are parts of it which are incredibly necessary, but actually are quite sort of repetitive. And so I started looking for ways to plug the AI tools into these parts of my business to free up that time from the sort of repetitive but non-creative tasks in my business, so that I could start to claw back that daily time and build, make my working day more efficient. I wasn't going to be able to magically stop the drive to and from school. In fact, I'm still doing it now. I still do that now, but it doesn't stress me out half as much. We're moving house towards the end of March, which is kind of very exciting, because that will be completely transformative. But I won't stop doing what I'm doing with the AI stuff, because I've gained back. What I'm going to find myself with is an extra 3 hours each day, which is amazing. What am I going to do with that? I might even, whether I choose to use it for personal development or growing the business even faster, whatever it is, I have, I've been able to sort of leverage these tools, these AI tools, to grow my sort of available time every day and get more efficient with the time that I have. So I'm doing two things. I'm working more efficiently in the time that I have, and I am freeing up more time as a result. So that sort of impetus to grow stuff came out of the pretty dire need to kind of claw back some time in my working day, and I can't recommend it. I can't recommend it as a way to live your life, doing that level of driving each day. I think I've worked out that I've racked up something like an additional just shy of 50,000 miles, which is bananas on so many levels. On so many levels, I won't get into the sort of the sort of the wider impacts of that, and that's one of the reasons why we're moving. But what I'm saying here is that my example is an extreme example. Imagine what you could be doing if you were to look at the tools that are available and think, how can I get these working in my business? You will probably not be doing ridiculous amounts of driving every day. So any gains that you make with these tools instantly become additional time in your working day for you to do with as you please. is that sort of, is that ringing true? Is that sort of is that getting anybody interested in the idea of this? Because I know that a lot of people that we talk to, so Chantal Davison and I set up AI Survival Skills as a way to help business owners use AI as a way to bring these benefits into their business. So freeing up more time, and as a result making more money, or well, choosing to use that time however you want. That those tools are available to everybody, and the systems and processes that we teach and help people understand are truly available to every business. I genuinely believe there is almost no business that can't benefit from it. Now, what is possibly holding people back from this? Now, these are complicated and varied, and they differ from business to business. But some of the common themes that we've found as to why people don't necessarily want to dive in on these things, it can be that they feel like they're too complicated, or that it's somehow cheating, or that it's unethical. And there are lots and lots of reasons why none of those sort of considerations necessarily hold up. Now, I completely understand from the sort of the content creation point of view. If you are an artist, a content creator, you may feel very uncertain about this stuff, about this technology. But we've had some really fascinating feedback from people who are in our space, because both Chantal and I come from creative industries backgrounds. I've been in video for 20 plus years, and Chantal is a highly experienced copywriter. And we both take the attitude that we don't want AI stuff to be doing the bits of our job that require us as humans, but what we do want AI to be doing and helping with is doing the bits of our jobs which are perhaps the places where either we don't excel, or we can free up more of our time to be doing the stuff we want to do. So we have 2 dates. If this is all sort of making you interested in finding out some more information about how you could be using this, we have a very, very practical workshop, which is called AI Survival Skills, the Crash Course. And this is designed in a day to get you to a point where, 1, you feel really good about using the stuff. 2, you've got some quick wins which are going to save you time in your business every single day. And 3, have a clear sense of what you need to be doing, how you need to be doing it, and how you can be moving forward with all this stuff. We have 2 dates coming up in Birmingham and Manchester. So there's lots of opportunity for learning to be had. And whilst we've actually got workshops all over the country, but next week we have 15th of February Birmingham and 16th of February Manchester. We are really excited about this. Lovely venues, and Manchester is going to be a particularly and Birmingham and Manchester, I've got connections with both of these cities. In fact, we are going to be running the Birmingham workshop in our we're going to be running our Birmingham workshop in the Custard Factory. Now, the Custard Factory is where I started my first business. So going back 20 plus years, it's going to be nice to sort of step back over that threshold. This is a very, very long time ago. So I'm really looking forward to that particular step down memory lane. But great venue, lunch included, really kind of we want to make the day as kind of enjoyable as possible. We want you to be feeling really good about it, really excited about AI. And you've probably heard a lot of people talking about this in slightly overly excitable terms, and that is I think it's possibly a symptom of the new the new technology side of stuff. People get very, very keen on telling you it's going to be the next great thing. I think we're at a really important inflection point with this kind of technological shift, in the same way that we were in the late 90s with the sort of the .com boom / revolution. We saw businesses both flourish and wither as a result of this technology coming into being. And I think the same thing is happening with the AI stuff. So we are wanting to take you on a journey for 99 quid, knowing whether this stuff is right, knowing whether or not this stuff is a fit for your business, is money well spent, but also £99 to give you hours back in your day. So some of the things that people took away from the last session were incredible. So we captured some moments, real wow moments, and I'll share some video links in the comments below. We captured some moments of revelation where people were realizing the power of these tools when they're used well. You will no doubt have seen people using these things badly, and Chantal put out a somewhat a brilliant post, actually, but it was provocative, I think, because we've all seen those posts that are larded with sort of emojis and sort of phrases like boss babe and emotional and sort of business roller coaster. You think, oh my god, that it's so easy not to get those kind of outputs from these systems, but you've got to know how to talk to them. You've got to know how you're going to be using it in your business on a day-to-day basis. So the purpose of this day, of these training days, is to move people forward. The people who come along, if you come along, you will leave with new skills, an actionable plan with what to do with AI for your business in the coming months and sort of weeks and months, and also a nice lunch. And you get to spend, we get to spend time all together, sort of having a bit of a laugh. Plus, there is a very good chance that you will end up obsessively turning yourself into a muppet using ChatGPT. That is, in fact, I would go as far to say, I guarantee that. Nick, so yeah, I'll send you over the venue details, because I cannot for the life of me remember them off the top of my head. So the Birmingham one, I keep on, the Birmingham one I keep remembering because it's Emma, fabulous. So also, if you can think of anybody else who you think might benefit from this, please do share, because we would love to have, we could do with evangel. I feel like I want to stand on the mountaintop shouting about how great this stuff is, because it really is a very, very it's a powerful tool that people are not using to the best of its ability. It has the power to transform a business. It basically saved my sanity and my health, and that is what is very exciting about it. Brilliant, Nick. Yeah, okay. So Nick says just needs to work out pedestrian logistics. That's no problem at all. It's centrally located, so we have no sort of issues around. We want to make everything as accessible as possible. So I'll ping you over a message. But yeah, if you have any questions about this, send me a message or comment below, and we can have a chat about what you would, where you are now with all this stuff, with the AI stuff, where you would like to be with it, and how you feel about it. Because actually the feel part is really important, because a lot of people that we talk to feel quite nervous about it, and we've had people come away from the training days feeling a lot less nervous about it, and that step away from fear of a tool, because that's all it is, it's a tool, fear of a tool, to an understanding and a willingness to sort of integrate it in, is a really exciting result, and a result we want for you. So if you want to save a couple of hours every day in your business with AI, come along on the 15th of February to Birmingham, or the 16th of February in Manchester for £99. What a bargain. I'm going to pop the link in the comments if I can work everything. Oh no, it's not wanting to do. Oh no, there we go. Oh my God. I'm doing my confused old man thing. So there we go. That's it. I will see you again later. I'm going to come live a bit later and sort of talk this up again, because I really strongly believe that every blooming business should be getting in on this, because the ones who don't will find that the ones who do are streaking ahead. And I don't say that because I want to promote fear. I say it because I look back at the late 90s and wished I'd done something differently back then. If I'd have done things differently, so the promise I made to myself when I realized the power of this technology is like, I'm not going to make that mistake again. I want to be here now in this, using it in the way that I wished I'd used the opportunity that sort of .com revolution and boom had provided me with. So that's some final thoughts, and I will see you later. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.